You all know what this is? Here, take a closer look. Well, you might think you know what it is, but what it really is centuries old. It's a centuries old tool that served a simple purpose. But in a modern vehicle that costs 40 grand or more, it has no place. You don't need one of these to open your hood and keep it open. Let's demonstrate. So, no prop rod. Shortly after I took delivery of the Colorado, another gentleman up on YouTube had a video about putting no drill hood struts on. Perfect. I really missed those. I liked them on the Tacoma. And they were Redline. Redline has a lot of positive comments. They make a very good product. Every time I went to look for them, though, on their website, sold out. On Amazon, sold out. Not in stock. But one time, Amazon recommended this brand. Okay, I'll put the name up and I'll put a link up. But after I got them, I got out the instruction book, the instruction sheet, and I started to laugh because that other video, that gentleman I told you about, he pointed out an error on the sheet about one install tip. Well, I'm looking at the sheet that came with these, and the sheet looks identical except for the name of the shocks, and it's got the same misprint, misinformation. So I'm kind of guessing the same company makes them both. And these are about half the price of the Amazon shocks. Or the Amazon has this brand for about half the price of the Redlines. So far, they work really good. One of the things I like is you don't have to slam the hood. I mean, you don't have to push the hood down. It goes down all by itself. Pretty clever. Now, if Boone doesn't knock the camera over while I'm doing this. And as you can see, a little bit of lift and they go right up. So let's go over a couple of things. I mean, these things are like easy. It takes 10 minutes and 2 sockets. A regular 13 millimeter socket and a deep dish 13 millimeter socket. And I'm going to kind of show you what I mean here in a minute. The actual installation could not be any simpler. You start, there's only 4 bolts, and you start one at a time. In this case, the passenger lower. You take it out. You have to use your deep dish to put the new bolt with the adapter in with the washer. And I used blue Loctite because obviously these bolts are going to be subject to a little more stress. And you do the same thing on the driver's side. And after you put those 2 bolts back in place, the adapters, you don't use the Chevy bolts at this point. You use the 2 bolts that come with the kit because they've got the adapter nubs on them for the struts. So you do one, then you do the other. And then you can move up to the top part. And I just went counterclockwise. You take the old bolt out, put the adapter plate in place. You use the old bolt and screw it back in. And you want to make sure that the attachment nub is pointing to the inside of the engine bay. That was the misprint on the instruction sheet. And you get, and again, I used a little bit of blue Loctite because you're asking these bolts to do a little more work than they would have normally. Then you go over to the last bolt, you take it out, put the adapter plate in there, screw it in, and again, you got to make sure that the adapter goes to the inside, but it only goes in one way. I mean, there's only 2 bolts, and they're either both facing out or they're both facing in. So you just want to make sure that they're both facing in. Not a problem. And then once that's done, you're done. Piece of cake. One of the things that made this job even easier was this cordless power ratchet. Piece of cake. It's got a simple on-off switch here, lots of torque, and it operates just like a normal ratchet. It's even got the little tighten, loosen adapter up there, just like a regular ratchet. But I'll try to demonstrate here. Again, I don't have a cameraman, so I'm not sure exactly how well this is going to work. This is the bolt that was holding the hood prop in place. Let me just put it on. There you go, just like that, all out. And the tighten it back, and it's hot. Yeah, a little speed, a little pressure there. So you get it started. You put this guy on. I'll move over here. Will that help? I don't know. And if you want, you don't use the motor. You can just give it a little turn because it's a ratchet, and it works really slick. I highly recommend this. And yes, there will be a link down in the bottom. That's it. I hope you enjoyed it. You know what to do. I'm not going to have to tell you. Boone's down here. You can't see him. Boone, jump up. Jump. Oh, you're such a good puppy. If I had a cameraman, I could tilt down and show you the dog.